welcome back to the table where everybody eat. If it's your first time to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on none of these bangers I bring to you guys. All these levels I bring to you guys as we've been hitting them out the park all 2025 while these levels been playing out to a T, such as ticker symbol SOFI, Sofi Technologies. Now, a lot of you guys probably are familiar with this stock or like this stock, such as myself. They claim retail traders like this stock, but a number of institutions have been buying this stock. A number of whales have been buying this stock. I mean, everyone has been buying this stock, especially with us anticipating SoFi Technologies being added into the S&P 500 one of these days in the near future, with them continuing to be profitable every single quarter and gaining more users and things of that nature. But anyway, SoFi Technologies closed at $13.18. Oh yeah, man, make sure you hit that like button for your boy too. Give me an algorithm because my likes been going down. I don't know if y'all not liking my videos, if they too long, or if I'm not giving you guys enough information. Honestly, I'm falling back from giving you guys a lot of information. I'll bring the main headline and article to you guys. You got to read for yourself. What I'm here to do is give you guys the levels as Wall Street Sniper does. Because again, we've been knocking these things out the park and sniping these levels to a T. You know what I'm saying? So back to SoFi Technologies. Like I say, they closed at $13.18 as of May 9th, 2025. Now, this stock has recovered in a massive way from the gap down and the pullback prior to Liberation Day and after Liberation Day. This thing has recovered after their earnings, and they went up as high as I believe like $14.50 according to the chart right here. Now, I knew that we were going to get this pullback. If you check my prior videos or if you follow us in the Discord, follow us in the Discord, or if you with us in the Discord community, which link will be below in the description, you guys were aware that I was expecting a pullback from that run up on earnings. So we pulled back to about $12 and some change. I personally was expecting to pull back to at least $11.50, somewhere near that gap down area, just to give me a better entry or a better buy. I did not get that. Also, if you check my prior video, I didn't get my entry down here in my buy zone, right in this area right here, as I was waiting for $8.30, and that never came. Anyway, this here is the daily chart, and on the daily chart, you see we are sitting right above a prior resistance. I got to update these levels to be quite honest. Maybe I'll do that right now on a live stream with you guys. So I may go ahead and make this area right here. Hold on, let me fix that. Boom. Go ahead and make this area a support real quick. This one here, do the same thing real quick. I'll do this live with you guys. Now, I'm not going to adjust any of the levels quite yet. However, I'm just doing this so we could keep a reference on what things look like. This I'm going to still keep as resistance. That is resistance. And maybe this could stay red, but we'll go ahead and we'll make it one of these dotted lines, knowing we could potentially fall through to retest this $12.27 area. Now, we're going to go ahead and just jump down straight into the 30-minute chart and then pop over to Weeble to see really what we're looking at and what we could expect or anticipate to the upside or levels for entry to the downside. Actually, before we go to the 30-minute time frame, we're going to break down this 50-day moving average on the daily chart, which it looks as if it wants to hold above that gap area and possibly curl. If we could get that, we may get a retest of the 50, but even if we don't get a retest of the 50-day moving average may end up becoming that line in the sand of support for us to continue a trajectory up to the upside. Now we'll go ahead and break down the levels on the 30-minute chart and slide over to Weeble to look at our moving averages and see really what we're working with to expect for the rest of the month of May. Well, not expect, but to look for the rest of the month of May and possibly 2025 in regards to the trade deals and trade wars and et cetera, dealing with Mr. President of the U.S. So here we are on the 30-minute chart, and I'll zoom out just a little bit for us. I zoomed out a little too much, but I'll keep it as this so that way we can really be able to look back. So again, this here was that gap down from Thursday, April 3rd, after the tariffs were released on April 2nd, so the day after liberation. Now you see from earnings, we gapped up on earnings, came down, filled that gap, went back up to retest, then we gapped down again. We just recently filled that gap right about here, came down again, and we're actually holding on a 30-minute chart on that 50-day moving average. Now, if the 50-day moving average can continue to at least trend upward or in an upward trajectory like it's doing, then regardless if we lose it, we possibly will reclaim it to continue to the upside. Now, if we see the 50-day moving average starting to do this curl like it did at that resistance, and let's just say start to curl down with momentum, as the stock continue to goes up, then eventually the stock may sell off. So right now we're still looking kind of good, especially with us getting back over this $13.03 or $13.02 area. So if we can maintain this area and hold above it, then we will be looking for that $13.61. I'll just stay with my $13.78 level, and then the cycle level of 14. Let's just say 14.10, and then $14.45. Now, like I say, if we lose a 50-day moving average on the 30-minute chart and start to reject under it, but however lose this 13 and then lose this $12.27, we could easily come back into this $11.49, if not the bottom of this so-say gap right here, which is $11.40. Fall below that, then we will retest this 1055, and that I think may be the ultimate line in the sand. However, $11.50 to $11.40 is looking real strong. Now let's go ahead and head over to Webull, look at these moving averages, and close out the video. All right, so here we are on Webull on a daily chart, and I haven't looked at this chart in a couple of days. Only reason I'm looking at it now is because I knew we were at that $13 level, and if I was looking to see if we could have got over it, and then $13.46, which we did not. And what I'm noticing on this daily chart, as I'm looking at it for the first time in live action with this video, the 9 moving average is rejecting the 72-day moving average, or not rejecting it fully, but it's starting to curl under it. Now, if we lose this 72, as you see, we could never really stay above it, as well as fall back below the 9. We will retest that $12.20, which is also in conjunction with the 20 moving average around $12.11, as well as $11.89, which is the 200-day moving average. So what I really want to see is a hold over this 200-day moving average, and I will continue to be long or bullish. Now, what I'm noticing on this daily chart, I shouldn't have zoomed in, but let's move these drawings real quick. We have this slight little gap area in between $11.64 or $11.74 and $11.27. So we have that little gap if we do fall below the 200-day moving average, which is this purple line. But I really kind of see us staying above that if I was to look back and see how we always held above it, fell below it once. So again, if we do fall below that 200 and reject the 20, then we could see that downside at a minimum to, oh yeah, back to, like I say, that $10.66 level or somewhere in that area. I believe it's the same over on TradingView chart that we were just at. Now let's go ahead and go down to the 4-hour real quick and close out the video. Actually, we do the 4-hour and then we'll go to the 30 and the 15. So on the 4-hour chart, we're already below the 9 and we look like we're about to lose the 20. So we would need to continue to hold above the 72-day moving average, which right now is at $12.96. So basically $13. We need to hold this $13 area. If not, if we fall below and reject the 72, then we could fall to that $11.66 area. However, according to this right here on the 4-hour chart, that $12.42 area is pretty strong. And I believe that was an area or so on TradingView. It coincides. So what I'm gonna do right now, or actually let's put the drawings back on. That's $12.20. So yeah, we'll do $12 and now we'll do the 12.40. I was about to do 12.50, but we'll do the 12.43. And actually, the way I'll do that or distinct that, I'll just go ahead and make it a gray line. Up, it ain't let me do a gray line. All right, now let's try that one more time. All right, boom. That's $2.43. Now let's go ahead and go down to the 30-minute and the 15-minute. But once again, even on the 4-hour chart, we are losing it as we rejected at 1346. Oh, wow, pretty nicely. This is the same level that we've been had. Check the prior videos. And also, if you're in the Discord community, then you're aware of these levels as well. Speaking of that, here's our Discord community. Everybody eats in the Patreon. Cut the check where we talk about penny stocks, long-term stocks, option plays, swing trading, overall market, mid caps, small caps. It don't matter. We talk about it all over here. Crypto, the whole nine. Anywho, link will be below in the description. But I believe the other day we've been trusting the levels over here on SoFi. Just yesterday or earlier this morning, I had said plan out to a T as we're attempting to mount $13 price range. New video coming soon, which, hello, here we are. But I believe this here was the day before earnings, yes. And I say earnings report is tomorrow morning in the pre-market. And although we are at a pivotal spot and I'm looking for another beat, however, my focus is on free cash flow and net income, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If we could get a hold over $12.16, 12.72, yada, yada, yada. Again, there you go. Links in the description for the Discord. But this played out well as we're a few cents shy of that prior $13.46 resistance. If I was to pull up this chart, it probably should look the same. There we have it right there, as you can see, which that there was on what day? April 28th or April 25th. Anywho, there you go. Link will be below in the description. Now let's get back to SoFi and these levels and close out the video. So going down to the 30-minute time frame. On the 30-minute time frame, once again, if we were to lose this $13.02 area or simultaneously the 200-day moving average and stay below it with the 9 curling back below the 20 moving average. Basically, if we were just to lose this area here, we're going to come back and retest this. Yeah, this $12.90 something cents area. Let's just say $12.90 and then 12.85 and then so on down to 12.72, like I just mentioned, etc. Could go to the 15-minute chart, but ultimately, what it's boiling down to is if we lose the $13 level, things could get a little ugly, or I guess you could say just range bound in between. It's 13.46, and I'm gonna assume $11.50 for right now. However, it could be maybe $12 and $13 is going to be that range. But thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Again, link will be below in the description. Be sure to hit that like button. Drop a comment below on anything you want me to watch, or not only watch, anything you want me to look at, check out the levels on. But again, thank you guys. We out.